Okay, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. My name is Teacher Kim. Welcome to your first advanced piano class. And I know I'm speaking to both my face-to-face and my online classes. So I'm so excited that we are going to start a new year of advanced piano. And to start, let's have a prayer and dedicate this class to the Lord. So let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this opportunity to play an instrument, to learn together. And we pray that this learning will glorify you. I pray that the students will be diligent, that they will practice, and that they will see the fruits of the hard work that they put into learning piano, and that most of all, that they will just enjoy this experience and that it will benefit them and be a blessing to them and to their families. I pray that you will be with us during this first class, that help me to give the right instruction and words that will help the students to begin their advanced piano experience. I pray this in Jesus' name, amen. Okay, so I'm so happy that we can have this first class, this online introduction. This will be a video that I will be posting, and I'm also going to be using a lot of online resources. So that is one of my tips that I want to give to you. I will be your teacher, and I want to help you as much as I can. But sometimes it's a little bit limited because we have a lot of students in one class, and so I can only give so much instruction to each student. So my suggestion is to also take advantage of all the online resources. I'm going to be showing you some today. There's a free online piano that I will a free online piano book. I will include the link to that book in the description. And there's also a lot of resources on YouTube, a lot of instructional videos about how to play different songs. This class, the way I play piano, the way I was taught was how to read notes. So I'll be focusing on that. But of course, there's also people who play without notes, or they play by chords or by ear. I am not gifted in that area, so I will support you in that area, but I can't give so much instruction in that area. But I will be helping you with how to read notes, and you can use both techniques. You can explore the resources online and your own learning. So with that being said, there's a lot of resources out there, so take advantage of those resources. And the second tip is to practice. I asked one of my students from last year, he was grade 6 and now he's graduated and he's in high school. He came and visited my face-to-face class, and I said, what words of wisdom can you give the class? And he told the class, practice. So if you want to get good at piano, you will need to practice. And what I recommend for practice is short and consistent practices. Instead of practicing 1 hour once a week, practice 10 or 15 minutes a day, and that will be more effective. Okay, with those first two tips, use your resources and also practice. You will be successful with piano. So for now, let me share the screen to give more of an introduction and show you some of the resources. Okay, so this is an advanced piano class. There's also beginner piano class with teacher Meg. So the difference is that the students in this class usually tend to be in the upper grades, like grades 5 and 6. I do have some from the lower grades too. If you've already had some piano experience and you want more of a challenge, they might be in this class. And our focus is more on reading notes and also on using both hands. And I'm teacher Kim. So happy you are joining us in advanced piano class. Okay, class expectations for both face-to-face and online is please treat your instrument with respect. Your parents, they bought this instrument for you and they used their hard-earned money to get it for you because they care about you and they want to give you this opportunity. So please bear that in mind and treat your instrument with respect. Be gentle and careful with your instrument. Before playing, make sure your hands are clean. You might need to wash your hands. Make sure to dry them also. Don't touch your instrument with wet hands. And also always be careful with the electrical equipment and with the plugs. Make sure it's not in an area that somebody will trip on it. Don't force play, don't run around your instrument. Be very careful and respect it. Number 2, listen for instructions. Sometimes I will give instructions and I will need to talk. You won't be able to receive my instruction if you're talking or if you're distracted. So make sure you're listening for the instructions. And I will make sure to give you plenty of time to play, to enjoy, and to practice your instrument. Okay, number 3, I already said, but saying it again because it's important, treat the instrument with respect. Okay, so for our lesson today, I wanted to focus on reading notes because I mentioned that's my area of expertise, reading notes. So we'll be focusing on that in advanced piano class. So I want you to be able to read music. So here is a chart that shows the letters of the notes. And you can also see the notes on the keys here. And I've also prepared a handout using resources I found online. I didn't actually make this myself, but I will be printing this out and giving it to the face-to-face class. For online students, you might want to take a screenshot of this right now. So I'm going to present it. And here's your opportunity. Take a screenshot. And if you don't get it in this video or if you're having trouble with the screenshot, you can also message me and I will send you the downloaded copy of this. Okay, so this has a lot of good information. It shows the notes, how to read them, what each note, what letter is each note, and how it corresponds to the keys on the keyboard. In the first, this first chart, it shows whole notes, and the second one, it shows quarter notes, but they are the same notes. Just the whole notes, you hold it for longer, for 4 beats. Quarter notes, you just hold it for 1 beat, but they are the same notes. So you can use either one to help you learn the notes. And then down below, just some added information. I wanted to use the whole page, so I added the different types of notes and the different types of rest. And I'm not going to go over it at the moment. I'll be teaching it more in class. If you want to learn more about it, you can also watch videos on YouTube. Okay, so this is your first resource, something I made from resources online. Take a screenshot or wait till I give it to you in class, or I can send it to you. Please message me or have your parents message me and I'll send it to you. Okay, our next resource is a YouTube channel. This lady, she's going to explain how to read notes, and I like how she explains it. It's very clear, and hopefully it will help you. So, and she has more videos, and there's many channels that have lots of videos. So this is how to read notes, and she also has good technology that will make the video nice and very visual and easy for you to understand. So let's watch this video. I will also include a link for this video in the description of this Zoom video that I'm making. And let me just check something quick. I'm going to make sure I'm sharing the sound. Okay, let's watch this video from the Piano Note channel.
So are you familiar with all cows eat grass or spelling the word face in the spaces of the treble clef? You were expected to use these acronyms to memorize notes. That was the original way. That's how I was taught. And I have to tell you, there is a better, easier, and faster way to read music. And in this video, I'm gonna show you how. So first things first, this is a grand staff. And here we have a treble clef, which represents notes higher on the keyboard, which are generally played with our right hand. And then below.
Okay, I just got a notification that maybe you weren't able to hear that, so I'm going to play it again.
So are you familiar with all cows eat grass or spelling the word face in the spaces of the treble clef? You were expected to use these acronyms to memorize notes. That was the original way. That's how I was taught. And I have to tell you, there is a better, easier, and faster way to read music. And in this video, I'm gonna show you how. So first things first, this is a grand staff. And here we have a treble clef, which represents notes higher on the keyboard, which are generally played with our right hand. And then below that, we've got a bass clef, which represents lower notes on the piano, which we generally play with our left hand. Now, we've got 5 lines and 4 spaces in each clef. So what I want to tell you is, it's just the alphabet. So instead of looking at these lines and spaces as their own individual planets, we can see this as something that's all connected. This is middle C. Now middle C is the C nearest the middle of your keyboard. So this is middle C on my piano, that's middle C on the music. From middle C to the next possible spot, you get D. And then after that, you get E, and then the first space, which is F, and then after that, G, and in the musical alphabet, we go from G to A, so now we're on A, and then B, and then it just keeps going. And I just wanna let you know, this is where people get kind of like tripped up. Middle C in the treble clef. So if you see middle C here, just below the treble clef, it's telling you to play this key on the piano with your right hand. When you see this note written above the bass clef, you see how it's been given its very own line above the 4 spaces and 5 lines of the bass clef. This is the same exact key on the keyboard, middle C. They are connected. It's all one continuum. So if you take middle C and move backwards, you get B, and then you get A, and then you get G, and then you get F, and then E, and then D, and then C. Saying the musical alphabet both forward and backward helps you so much when it comes to reading music. Now that you understand how this is all connected and it's just the alphabet, we can get started with our very first trick, landmark notes. So landmarks help us know where we are and where we want to be. We use these with directions all the time, so why not use them with music? So what I want to encourage you to do is pick a couple of spots on the staff to just memorize so that you can get a sense of where in the musical alphabet you are. So middle C is a perfect landmark note. Every piano player should see that and go, that's middle C, it's in the treble clef, I play it with this hand, or that's middle C, I play it, it's in the bass clef, it's with my left hand. Now there are 2 other landmarks I really like to use. So this bass clef symbol is also known as the F clef, and that's for a reason. That's because that circle that you see is around the note F of the bass clef. F clef, the little circle, that line there is F. Now the treble clef is also known as the G clef, and its little curl wraps around line 2 of the treble clef, and that is G. So funny coincidence? I think not. Okay, so kind of put that in the back of your mind for a moment, because from here, it's really just all about patterns. So check this out. We've got some notes. Now, if you were making your landmark notes in your brain, you know that that first one is middle C. Now, I want you to notice how we go from a line, which is middle C, to a space, that's the D, to a line, which is the E, to a space, which is the F, to a line, which is the G. Those are moving from one spot to the next possible spot. So you can just go, oh, well, that first one's C, and everything else is just moving up from there. I just gotta move my fingers up in steps. So I wasn't like, oh, okay, that's C, and that's D, and that's E. I just thought, oh, that's C, and I'm going up. It's that easy. Now let's take away a couple of notes. Now you'll notice we have a line note, and a line note, and a line note. So we're skipping some of those spaces. So now we're playing C, we're skipping D, we're playing E, we're skipping F, and we're playing G. So you just have to think, I'm skipping up. I'm reading the C, I'm skipping, and I'm skipping. It's so simple. There's no acronyms required. So here's another pattern. You can see we're starting on middle C again, and the notes are stepping up, and then they just come back down. So I follow the pattern up and down. Now you might be thinking, okay, that's fine, Lisa, but what if the notes are farther apart? Don't worry, because it really still comes back to the distance between the notes. This is a concept called intervals. So the space from one note to the next is called an interval. So from here to here, that's an interval of a second, 1, 2. From here to here is the interval or the space of a third, 1, 2, 3. So I could call this a step, just stepping to the next spot. I liked it in my head because I used to teach a lot of kids classes. I call this a skip or a jump. If you've got a line note like middle C, and then you've got a space note, but you're like, whoa, that's way farther apart than just a little step. I call that a leap. It's a little more than a jump. And that's a fourth. And then if you see something that's going from a line to a line or a space to a space, but they're farther apart than just a jump or a skip would be, that's a fifth. Let's put this into practice for a moment because it's going to make it all make so much more sense. Now here's some music, and we've simplified this a little bit to make it as easy as possible to read because we're beginners here, but this is a great way for you to see how what you've learned is probably already helping your brain go, oh, I know what to do. So the first note you see, that's a landmark. That is middle C. So you're just gonna play middle C. And now I wanna just take a moment, think about it. The next note you see is not only a landmark note, but it's one of those interval distances we talked about. So that note is the second line of the treble clef, the one that runs through the center of the curl of the treble clef. It's a fifth away from middle C. So just read middle C, and you're gonna go all the way up here, and then you're going back to middle C. Now here's another familiar pattern. We're going to the next possible spot, which is the space, which is D, and then we're going up a step, and then we're going up a step, and now we're going back down. And you're reading notes. So I hope this is starting to open up a world of possibilities for you. Yes, this is the beginning. Yes, this is just the first steps, but what I really want you to take away from this is that you do not have to pull your hair out trying to memorize every single note on the staff. That's great, and that's gonna come in time with repetition. But while you're getting there, because you can't rush that process, while you're getting there, looking for these patterns, having those landmark notes to help you know where you are is going to make a world of a difference. So it's really not about memorizing the acronyms. It's about having your landmarks, understanding patterns and intervals, and then kind of just guesstimating your way through the music. And when you can do that, you can read notes so much faster. Now, if you want more on sight reading, we've got lots more inside piano. In fact, we have a whole bunch of courses just dedicated to reading notes, and you can access those for free inside the members area with a 7-day trial.
Okay, one of the main points that she mentioned is reading the notes is just knowing the alphabet. It's simple. So yeah, just know the notes. There are 7 notes, A through G, and of course there's different octaves, meaning there's some that are lower, some that are higher, but it's very simple. It's just the alphabet. There's these different acronyms, which it could be helpful, but it's basically just the alphabet. So I will include a link to this video if you want to see this video again or see more videos from her channel. And I hope that you're also trying to play along. Yeah, okay, let's go back to, all right. So the next thing I want to introduce to you, and kind of your first assignment, is playing major C scale. If you were in my class last year, you know that we started with this scale, and there are no flats or sharps. Flats or sharps are the black keys, but in this scale, there are no black keys. It's only the white keys. You're just playing da, 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 da. You're just playing up the white keys. You start on C. In the video, it mentioned that middle C is a landmark note, so that's where you're going to start. So just C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, an octave above, and then try playing back down. So I want to show you this video that will show you how to play C major scales. But before I'll go ahead and show you that video. And then I'll show you where you can also read the scale in the free online piano book. So let's see how to play this scale. This man, he shows you the fingers that you are going to use. And I like how he breaks it down. So let's see Thomas Lemon's video on how to play.
I'm going to
the
play
C
the
major
major
scale.
C scale, and then I'm going to teach you how to play it. Okay, we're going to start off by giving the fingers to the hand some numbers. This is finger 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the left hand, and this is finger 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the right hand.
Okay, so that's important. The fingering of our fingers, the numbering of our fingers. So your thumbs, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what's your fifth finger? It's your pinky finger on both hands. So it's good to see that because in a lot of music, it will put a number above the note and it's referring to which finger that you're going to play that note.
We're going to start off by playing the right hand, and we're going to put finger number 1 on the middle C. And here's how you play the major C scale. It's going to go C, D, E. And you're going to take finger number 1 and you're going to tuck it under. Finger number 1, you're going to tuck it under and you're going to go to the F. F, G, A, B, C. Again. C, D, E, tuck, F, G, A, B, C. And to come down, you're going to go C, B, A, G, F, cross over. Going to cross over the top with finger number 3. Going to cross over the top. E, D, C again. C, B, A, G, F, crossover. 3, 2, 1. So we're going to do the same thing for finger number, for the left hand. We're just going to go 1 octave down. So it would go like this. Start with finger number 5 on the C, 1 octave down for middle C. C, D, E, F, G. Gonna cross finger number 3 over. Gonna cross finger number 3 over finger number 1. You're gonna cross it over to the next white note, which is gonna be A, B, C. Again, it's gonna be C, D, E, F, G, crossover, A, B, C. And to bring it back down, it'll be C, B, A, G. Going to tuck under. Finger number 1 is going to tuck under. Finger number 3, it's going to go G, F, E, D, C. So let me do that one more time. C, B, A, tuck under, G, F, E, D, C. So there you go. That's the C major scale. If you pretty much have the passion, have the patience, put into practice, you will be successful in playing this scale. So until the next time, have a great life.
Okay, so and he will also play the other scales. So eventually we'll play the G major scale, and he also has a good video on that. Okay, I want to show you the free online piano book. I'll be using this a little bit, and I'll be using some other piano books that I have as well. But this one, it's nice. It's free. You can have it. You can play around and enjoy the songs, explore, and just enjoy the piano. And it's a good resource. So this is the book. You can see the link here. I'll include it in the description of this video. And it gives some just basic guidelines about how to sit at the piano. Make sure you're sitting with good posture. Your hands should be cupped. Imagine that you're holding like a bubble in your hands. So you can see the picture of the hand position. Your fingers should not be like this. They should not be like this, not claw hands. They're gonna be very graceful and be able to move through the keys. So it's as if there's a bubble that's in your hands as you're playing. And here's the fingering that Thomas Lemon mentioned, and I was also sharing. So this is important to memorize the numbers of the fingers. And it's very simple. Just your thumbs are 1, and like I said, all the way down to pinkies are number 5. You can see it on this chart. Okay, so here's more information about what I was saying. Have a good posture. Your belly button, can you point to your belly button on your stomach? And now can you find the middle C key? Your belly button should be right across from the middle C key. So you're not to the left or the right, but you're in the middle where it's convenient to sit for the notes on the piano. Okay, so here's some good basic general information, but actually I'm going to skip to pages 24 and 25 that have the C major scale. I'm sorry, it's pages 26 and 27. Okay, so here you can see C major scale, and look, there's numbers next to each note. Remember, those are referring to the numbers of your fingers. So middle C, what finger is going to be on middle C? Finger number 1 is your thumb. Okay, so you can see it just goes in order 1, 2, 3, and then we saw with Thomas Lemon, look, it's 1 again. Your thumb is going to go underneath. So follow this fingerings, practice your right hand and then your left hand, practice them separately. And then once you have it down, then put both hands together. So this is page 26. And we have C major scale again. It looks a little bit differently, but it's the same notes. This one is just going up 1 octave, but on page 26, it's going up 2 octaves. So I would suggest start with this page 27, 1 octave. Once you get it down, challenge yourself, add a 2nd octave, especially for people who were taking class last year. You already got the C major scale down. Now play 2 octaves. Can you play 3 octaves? Can you play the entire keyboard? Okay, so challenge yourself according to wherever you are starting. And if you feel like you really got the C major scale down, especially if you were in my class last year, go on to the G major scale. If you feel like you got that one down, go on to the D major. And there's more scales after that, but I don't think we got past G major or D major last year, but challenge yourself according to where you are at. It's good to play scales because it will train your fingers, and it's just good to have a warm-up. Just like you warm up your voice before you sing, we warm up our fingers with the scales, and then we go into playing pieces. So I'm not introducing any pieces today, but if you want to start looking around this book, you can see that there are pieces. They start out simple. You have Old MacDonald, When the Saints Go Marching In, and there's lots of different pieces. And then if you go towards the end of the book, it gets harder. So it's up to you, however you want to challenge yourself and whatever level you are at, or you can wait till I assign pieces starting in the next class. But for now, your assignment is C major scale. It's also the one that is on this slide here. Okay, and that's it. Have fun. That's all I wanted to say after this. Your experience, it will require patience and practice, but also have fun. Enjoy being able to express yourself and to have the satisfaction of seeing yourself get better and getting good at something. Okay, I will include links to the videos that I shared as well as that free online piano. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. So thank you. I look forward to seeing you in our first class. For now, goodbye until then. Have a good day and a great weekend.